Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's see what these tea leaves have to say today. All right, let's turn this way. The light is totally turned the wrong way. I don't know how I missed that one. All right. Okay, so our card for this reading is the Knight of Swords. Okay. And so, let's get rid of that extra little bit. Looks like we have a lot of, the last, I guess maybe 3 readings that I've done, we've had just a ton of dragons. Okay. So, let's go ahead and start here. I want to look at this little dragon we have. We have a person. It looks like they're holding maybe, it looks like an anchor. It also kind of looks like a caduceus, which is, if you can think of like the medical symbol with the 2 snakes wrapped around. They kind of like this. Okay, but this one looks like an anchor as well, which an anchor is, of course, what a boat drops so that it won't drift. So within symbolism, this might be a feeling of either finding a place that you want to come to rest for a while, or feeling like you're trapped. Okay. So we do have a person here, and it looks like jumping up on them, we have a dragon. Okay, you can see the wing and the head and the tail. And to me, this image, these 3 things together, make me feel like there's kind of almost a rising anger, frustration, feeling trapped, stuck at least by your decisions, okay, in some kind of situation. And this is spiritual, emotional, and physical. So it is all the things. This might be your work. This might be your living situation. This might be a relationship, family. I mean, it could be any of them, all of them, co-occurring, right? But I do think that there really is a sense of being kind of stuck in this one position, perceiving that anyways. And so we have that dragon, growing, protective of self, kind of those stirrings of kind of that anger, forcefulness, rising up, maybe, almost kind of like the fight or flight kind of energy, coming to a head, right? And so I think it is really important to take some time and figure out, what are you doing? What is going on? How have you found yourself in this situation? What are the factors? And especially, what is it that you are feeling? Or what is it that you are perceiving to kind of trap you, right? Maybe you did. You decided, oh, I'm going to change jobs. Now I'm in this new job. I don't like this new job. This is terrible. I liked my old job better. It wasn't the best, but it was better, and you're frustrated. Okay, so this is really, it's an important time to problem solve. We got to sit down, right? Get a piece of paper out. Start making a list. Okay, I think the best way out of this is really at least beginning to brainstorm. Okay, going over all of the points of what is happening that is making you get upset. Okay, well, how are you getting to this point where you're feeling out of control of your emotions? The next step is being out of control of your reactions, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want that dragon to go scorched earth, ruin the situation, So sitting down, making a list. I think this is a really important thing to start to begin to figure out where is this coming from? What are the factors? What are the things that I can do? What are my what are the ways that I can go? My opportunities, whatever. Going through this in kind of a process of mindfulness as well. And just, I think in a lot of ways during situations like this, we have to be radically truthful, honest with ourselves. You don't have to be with anybody else. You don't have to talk to anybody else about this. You don't have to, divulge where you've maybe made some missteps or whatever. That might make it feel worse, right? More resistant to that. But being honest with yourself, because for real, there's nothing in life that we can't figure out one way or another. Is it going to be ideal? Maybe not. Okay, but there are blessings in our troubles, and the work is in trying to unwind some of this stuff, figure this out. Cancer, you are a good problem solver. You are the perfect kind of investigator. And so this is it. Get your detective, spyglass out and get to work. Okay, start figuring out what can you do here, because that energy, Cancer, dragon energy, that that anger, it can be sharp and lasting. That is not a place that you want to be in. An angry little crab, no. Not a good feeling. I know. I have lots of Cancers in my life. I love you, Cancers, deeply. I'm married to a Cancer, and I can say watching you get into that place of, exploding in anger, not something that not something that anybody wants to see, but especially not something that you want to experience. So let's mitigate some of this stuff before it gets too big, okay? Now I'm going to turn this. We have a big 8. You can see that. So 8 is important. Okay, let's move on to another. We might have to come back to that. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry for the coughing. I don't have a setup like my husband. Shout out to Dove and Serpent. He can mute his coughs. I don't. So I'm sorry if you hear. I have been sick. And I just got to get better here. I've been doing all the things that I can. Taking all the stuff that I can, herbal things, supplements. But my goodness, it just really is lingering. I think it's really, compounded by all of the dust, all the fields are being cut and all of that. So it's just, and burning, lots of burning happening. So I'm just a little congested here. I apologize. Now we do have, once again, the bird person. Okay, and this to me always comes up as Thoth in the ibis bird, although the beak is not as long. But this is, in my mind, a devotee or a manifest representation of Thoth. So, magical, scientific, Hierophant. No, psychopomp. That's what I meant. But yes, also could be a Hierophant. Now, walking in the in-between. We have the Knight of Swords. So we are in a place of, you are really in a prime position to be cutting away at old things. Okay, getting rid of all that stuff that does not serve you, figuring out why are you feeling the way that you do right now. Why is there this underlying frustration, anger, whatever? Okay. I think it's a good time to be thinking about this, but an even more important time to be enacting ritual, ceremony, magic. Whatever it is that you do, the passes, postures, incantation, mantras, mudras, evocation, all of it, do the things, get into a, kind of almost melodic, repetitive, doing something that gets you into a mode of feeling some kind of order. Okay, even if you are not a magic practicing magician or occultist or spiritual, devotee of some kind, you don't have to do these things. But things like prayer, okay, self-soothing, meditation. Maybe you don't do these things either. That's okay. Organizing your home. Okay, I talk about this a lot, and some people I'm sure laugh. They're like, oh, this lady, she doesn't know what the heck she's talking about. But guess what? I do. You've never met somebody who has felt so out of control of their life at points as this lady right here. So, things to do when you are feeling like, those big emotions, that anger, my life is chaos, everything feels just, out of sorts, too many things in the home, too many, things stacked on the counter, I don't know where my car keys are, I don't have time for everything, it's all too much, it's, loud in my head. So we stop, and we look at what's around us. Okay, scan the room, start one place, get one corner, go to one corner, one drawer, do one a day, 5 minutes. Okay, if that's all you have time for, if that's all of the will that you have, the motivation, the ability, I get it. Sometimes it'd be like that. I understand. But I promise you, if you start decluttering, organizing, getting things to places that they can call home, you will start to feel like there is some kind of understanding in your life. I don't know what it is about that, but it's true. Getting rid of stuff, donating it, recycling, tossing if you have to, of course. Decluttering. It is so empowering, especially the world we live in. We just all have so much stuff. We hang on to things thinking maybe one day we'll need it. Maybe one day it will, be important. All of the little, I don't know. I have all these buttons from shows and tickets and drawers full of all of the little flyers that people hand to me when I'm out at things, and I feel bad throwing it away, and and then I decide one day I'm gonna go through this drawer and I get rid of it, and it feels good. Also, I like knowing where my stuff is. You know, I have a toddler too, so it's just, I find stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I clean out the couches like twice a week. We have a few couches in this house, and you just cannot believe the random stuff I find grouped together. Like, we live with a little ferret or something. She's just amazing, this kid. I look at her brain, when they're young like this and it's developing, the connections they make are so interesting. But also, my goodness, I cannot believe the things that they it's like one dry noodle, two Barbie shoes, they don't match, some dry Play-Doh that's like in a little bit of a ball that's squished, and I don't know, a nickel and whatever else, one of her action figures, and it's all neatly put into the corner of one of the couch cushions where she wants to keep her treasures. And I don't know, but it's a lot. So just decluttering, cleaning, get into the habit of doing it, wiping things down. I cannot tell you, and this is me speaking from mom person, and also, I'm a stay-at-home parent. Aside from doing this, I help run my husband's business, our business, I should say. But, I do a lot of his administrative stuff, and I do my own. And then I am a housewife, or a, stay-at-home parent, I guess. And I cannot tell you how much better it feels when you've wiped everything down. Okay, simple. Soap, water in the sink. Wiping stuff down. Cleaning the mirrors in your house. Wiping down the windows. Okay, it doesn't have to be expensive. You don't need all of these like expensive cleaners and things. Soap, water will work for most things. The other stuff you can get like at one of those, dollar stores or whatever. But it does. It's empowering. It is empowering. And it's like any kind of ritual. Let me just say this to you. Last little thing about it. And I just want to also say there's a vacuum right here. So it's telling me I'm on the right path of rambling, okay? But it's like any kind of ritual. It doesn't always matter what the outcome is. It is the process that matters. It is the intention that matters. That is where that sweet thing is, okay? So, I'm not telling you that cleaning your house is going to, fix your depression or make you a happier person or a better person or more spiritual. No, it won't. It won't. It will not. But getting into the movement of ritual, which cleaning is a ritual, okay, it does something for your mind. It does. It just helps unlock some things. It helps you feel a certain way. Okay? And being in a home or a space, a sacred space, if you just have a room or part of a room, maybe you share a room with somebody, having your stuff put away where you know where it's at and it's, orderly, this is very helpful for your mind. It really is. Okay? Again, as a stay-at-home mom saying this, as a mom saying this, as a person who has different, mental health things going on, I will tell you, having an orderly home is important, but also the most important, a room that is minimal if you can. I know you might be younger or you might be really into decorating in your room. When I was younger, I had all kinds of stuff all over my walls and, it was very cluttery. I liked it, very eclectic and all that. Now, as an older person, I go there to sleep, and and wind down at the end of the day and all of that. And having a room that is minimal, keeping it cool, keeping it, you know, as dark as you want, but, you know, trying to keep it kind of dim in there. Walls, you know, sparse or with artwork that you like, pictures that you like. You know, they say don't put the screens in there. You know, we do though. We all do. But keeping the floors clean. That's a big thing. Keep your floors clean. Be able to walk around, you know. Of course, you know, sometimes we have a long day, something falls on the floor, you just leave it, whatever. I get it. My husband's little corner, I'm not going to out him too much, but yes, he does. He gets listen, the dirty clothes basket is like a foot away. How do your clothes not make it in there? I don't know. The world may never know. But he's a Cancer. This is for Cancer. So maybe, you know, this would be helpful for him as well. But yes, you know, just keeping your stuff orderly, it will help. It does. I promise. I promise. I promise. Okay, so now we have a grandmother here. This is a grandmother. And then we have a child. And the grandmother is handing a flower to this child. Okay, and so I feel that there is a definite kind of grandmother energy. If you are the grandmother, or if this is your grandmother, if this is somebody who is like a grandmother to you, the flower is knowledge. Okay, this is that feminine wisdom, that Sophia, right? And this is handing it off to the next generation. And I feel this very strongly. This is so important to the story here. I feel that if you are the grandma, you are definitely dedicated to, and listen, this doesn't have to be that if you're actually the grandma. You could be grandpa, you could be dad, you could be, it doesn't matter. This is an archetype within, you know, you or all people. And handing off this knowledge, okay? And these are the things. These are the things that we learn from our family, both, you know, directly and passively, okay? How to live, how to be a kind person, you know, how to take care of yourself and others. How to, you know, whatever it is, there's so many things that we learn from our grandmothers, from our mothers, from our aunts, our teachers, mentors, you know, the women of our life, the people who fill the roles of women in our lives. Sometimes it is dad, sometimes it is grandpa. So anyways, this is important. And if this is you with you're the child, then definitely there is a strong reminiscing coming up. Okay, that's what I feel. There is a lot of maybe even memories, but maybe that's the time of year. I don't know, but there's something around this where it's like there's a lot of impressions of being together, showing you how to do things. Okay, feeling safe, feeling noticed, heard, listened to, you know, cared for, asking you, how are you doing? You know, what are you learning right now? What are you interested in? You know, these kinds of things. You know, it amazes me, you know, because I'm a person, I ask these kinds of questions to everybody I talk to every day. You know, I just like to hear about people. But, you know, when you stop and think about it, sometimes you think, you know what? Nobody has asked me about myself in a long time. You know, nobody has really stopped and paid attention to me. And then you think about the people out there who go through life, they just don't have people like that. They don't have family that communicates with them. They don't work with people who give each other time. right? They maybe don't have friends or connections. Maybe they're not in a partnership, or they are, and there's, there's a disconnect there. There's a lot of people who walk through life this way, and this is why so many people are lonely. And that is the real, that is an epidemic in our society, all of the societies of the world, probably. I can only speak for where I'm at right here, but I know there are a lot of people who are, suffering of loneliness, even if they are surrounded by people. And so this energy comes up, and I think, you give it out to other people. I think you are a person who will listen. Now, being a Cancer, I think that it's probably that you have some chosen people, right? You're not necessarily a huge social butterfly, okay? And that's okay, right? Keeping your circle small is fine. But I think that you are dedicated to those people. And I think that a lot of that is because you had somebody who was dedicated to you. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. That is something that lifts kind of the collective vibration, doesn't it? Okay. Now let's take a look here. We have a cup. And we have birds all around it. It looks empty though. And I really feel like you are really seeking. It's almost like you're asking the universe to bring you some inspiration, like your cup feels empty and you are looking for those messages, but they're all around you. They're kind of like flying around everywhere. And I think that's part of the deal here is that instead of like just looking for something in particular, that you have to kind of take a beat and look around what's all around you already, because it's in the subtle things. That's where those beautiful treasures, those gifts of knowledge, divine knowledge, consciousness, cosmic consciousness, it is woven into everything, and you have access to it. Okay, and this will fill your cup. This will fill your cup. Also, I think that you need some rest. I think it's a good time to get a little bit of rest there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and look at this. We have the Dreamer's deck. And this is from the I Know collection. I'm just going to flip through this and stop where it feels right. We're going to go ahead, flip this over. And it says, I know that money flows to me freely when I pursue my passions. I am abundant. Yeah, I like that. I feel like you're just so close to that electrified place. Now, don't be there in anger. Be there in that passion. Yes, because that's going to be more lucrative for you. Both, monetarily, but also filling that cup, right? With that the waters of creation, of emotion, of those beautiful abstractions that create the building blocks to our concepts. All right, Cancer, I want to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to be here with you, bringing these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really helps the channel a lot. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing so. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean a lot to me. I just love connecting with you. And so I want to say I love you. I thank you, and we will talk in just a few days.